Welcome to the interview series where we're highlighting expert communication in small business. And this morning we're sitting here in Flight Path Theatre, which is the home of Inner West Drama, which began back in 2013. And this morning we have a very special guest, Siobhan, which is the co-owner of Inner West Drama. Siobhan, thanks for making time to talk to us this morning.
You're welcome, Gavin.
If I met Siobhan back in high school when she was 15, what was she like?
I don't think you'd recognise her, Gavin. I was pretty wild when I was like 14, 15. I have a 14-year-old now, and I often consider whether I would be completely honest with her and the things that I did as a 14-year-old. But I also, was a pretty good kid, but I was pretty wild. I was the youngest of 6, so I was exposed to a lot of stuff early.
When did you know that theatre and performing was for you?
I grew up in a theatrical family. My mother's a speech and drama teacher.
Okay.
So it was something I was always part of. The first time I performed, I was 4.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it's something I've always known. But when I was about 12, I saw a movie, Amadeus, and I fell in love with it, and I was like, that's it, I want to be a performer. And it was it was good because performing through my wild teenage years really kept me on track.
Were they that wild?
No, they probably weren't. They were a little bit wild.
Okay, so...
Dangerous.
Dangerous is good. Dangerous is good. So I guess it was a conscious choice for you to go in that direction? It doesn't sound like something that you stumbled into?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, because I grew up doing Eisteddfods, performing, I guess I never thought, I want to do this until at that moment when I was 12. It was a very distinct moment where I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. And the fire was ignited inside.
Wow, okay. Yeah. And running a business is really difficult, but you teach and you also perform as well. So what does great communication look like to you?
I think there's lots of facets to great communication, but I think a key one is actually listening. And sometimes that's not just listening to the words it's someone saying, it's listening to what's going on for that person. Particularly when you're teaching with kids, they might be acting out in a certain way and it's got nothing to do with what they're doing or what they're saying. There's other stuff going on. And sometimes I think often you need to be aware of that. And I think it's very easy to see with anyone, but with kids it's highlighted. It's really easy to just look at what's being thrown at you and go, that kid's, they're disruptive, they're this, or they're sad, or they don't want to perform. But usually there's something underneath that, and that behaviour is actually communicating that. And I particularly in the longer you teach, the more in tune with that I've become, and that's really changed the way I teach actually. And it's been much more effective if I go, okay, that behaviour is telling me something else about it.
So behaviour is information.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And would you say being intuitive is something that young children have taught you more or shown you more?
Maybe, and just allowing myself rather than just reacting, of just going, hang on, take a step back, take a breath. Yeah. I think it's good advice for life anyway. And I think communication is
that is good advice.
It is about what we say and being clear and all those things, but I also think the key thing is listening. Yeah.
What life lessons have you learned from teaching and playing characters especially?
I always find this question a tough one about characters.
Do you?
From teaching's taught me so much, just about listening, watching people. That teaching's about nurturing. It's not about standing there imparting knowledge. It's actually looking at the individual and going, what's best for this person, and nurturing that and bringing that out, rather than I'm going to impose this on you. It's like, what can I bring out of you, particularly drama.
Do you think people are born with that skill though, or is that something that you learn, where you can pick the person and then...
I think it's definitely something the more you teach, the more you become aware of it.
Okay, so it's a learned skill, you think?
Yeah.
What makes you so passionate about Inner West Drama? You probably already answered that, but what does make you so passionate?
So many things. One, it's great to be able to do what I love. You know what I mean? Like I do this for a living, and that's great. It's it's great to walk into this building and go, oh wow, this is us, and we run this, and it's and last night we had an opening night here of a show we've produced, and just to stand here and in the buzz in the foyer and seeing performers.
How good is that? Yeah.
It's awesome. It's really great, and
it's a real sense of community.
Absolutely. And watching performers, like we've watched this whole process, and we same with our students, this process of people going, oh yeah, I'm excited about this, I'm loving it, and then the process always goes, oh my God, I can't do this, it's going to fail, and then opening night happens and
everyone's incredible.
Everyone flies.
Yeah,
and then to watch,
everyone flies.
Yeah, always happens. And then to watch the audience and sit in the theatre last night and just feel the audience laugh, and then the moments of absolute, like you could hear a pin drop in the emotional moments, and just go, wow, this is something really special. And something Kate told me is that, and I think it's so fascinating, and this is one of the things I love about theatre. There's so many things, I could talk forever about why I'm passionate, but that apparently when people are sitting watching live theatre, their heartbeats go in sync. And I just think,
really?
Yeah, like there's something
incredible.
more than the words. There's something more than the story. It's this shared journey that everyone goes on, the performers, the actors, and that's what's special about live theatre.
Siobhan, final question. What advice would you give for anyone wanting to get into drama or the arts?
I'd say go into it with an open heart and try, if you can, to look at, like, I think performing is a journey within as well as much as it is a journey without. And there's so many things that it can teach us about ourselves, and the more we can get rid of the critic, the barriers, the judgment inside, the more we can follow that dream of being a performer, because they're the things, I mean, and that's what I love about performing and the arts, is that it all those skills translate to every day.
They
the more
do.
we criticise ourselves, the harder it is to just, walk down the street. So I think go into it accepting the journey and feeling good about yourself and looking for the good, and leave the critic at the door.
Looking for the good and leave the critic at the door. Yeah. That's what a way to end. Thank you so much for your time, Siobhan.
You're welcome.
And I love being part of Inner West Drama.
We love you being here.
And thank you for your time.
Thank you.